Good Morning Football. Wild last night in New Orleans. Welcome to Good Morning Football. We are live in New York Tuesday, September 10th. My name is Kay Adams, Nate Burleson, Peter Schrager, Kyle Brandt. How did your first angry runs of this season feel?
You know, they say the players got to take that first hit to feel like they're in the game. I feel like I just got decleated, and I love it. Give me another one. Mark Ingram, angry runs winner, Baltimore. Loved it.
We've got Carson Palmer on the show joining us. We've got your fantasy waiver wire grabs. We've also got highlights on deck from a doubleheader. Kyle, put a bow on Week 1 for
I'll
me.
do my best. What a game this was down in New Orleans. We're going to jump right into the action. The Texans need some late magic to beat the Louisiana. Breeze was incredible. Thomas, Kamara, everybody. But a lot of chatter afterwards about Deshaun Watson. Let's hear from the Texans quarterback after that heartbreaking loss.
I mean, it's a team loss. You know, offensively, personally being an offensive leader, we could have did a little more. With great teams like this, playing on the road, great quarterback in Drew Brees, you got to be able to, put the game away. And we had the opportunities, but we didn't do that.
Drew Brees, the Saints, they got the best of the Texans. We've got Patrick Mahomes chiming in. Great game. Hashtag Monday Night Football. Great game is an understatement. A prolific barn burner. I loved every second. But let's talk about this Texans squad. They didn't get the win. We just heard from their quarterback, who executed as much as anyone possibly could. He didn't have much help, Shrakes.
Yeah, this is one of those where it's like Deshaun Watson deserves a better finish. This guy left it all on the field. And you think back to his rookie season. He had this amazing duel with Tom Brady. They lost that game. The defense gave up a touchdown late. This amazing duel with Russell Wilson in Seattle where we're like, wow, he's going toe-to-toe. The defense couldn't stop Russell Wilson late. And last night, I look at the coaching and the defense. There's a final drive. They score the thing with Stills. They miss the extra point. They make the extra point. They're up late in this game by a point, and then they have this final play. Look at the cushion that Ted Ginn has on this. I'm not a defensive coordinator, and I wouldn't try to even tell Romeo Cornell how to do his job. He's got enough rings to decorate my room. But to give that much cushion on Ted Ginn and to let him get a catch that allows a 58-yard field goal, which is just about where Lutz can make it from, is letting Deshaun Watson down. That's coaching, that's defense. A 25-yard soft prevent defense when all you have to do is press and try to at least make a play here. It doesn't fit the way Deshaun Watson should have gone out in this game. I feel terrible for the kid because he was an amazing quarterback. And yet another big game in the NFL, Deshaun Watson can't get the victory.
Saints had no trouble scoring points towards the end of this one. No Clowney. We know what went down. He's no longer with the team. You look at J.J. Watt's stats, it's clean. There's not a hit. There's not a single tackle. They missed something on the defensive side, and they're going to miss it in every game this year.
Yeah, back to that final play before the kick. Shout out to Booger McFarland because he noticed it. He said it in real time. Look at the defense backing up. And Drew Brees, I saw him at the line of scrimmage. He looks over, he's like, check that.
Well, they had a timeout. Like, if they didn't have a timeout, I get that.
Right.
The clock runs out, but they had a timeout.
Right. And he says, check that. These guys are backed up. Hey, Ted Ginn, I need you to hook up right now. We're going to get this catch and get this clock stopped before we can kick this field goal. So I had to say that about the Saints so people in New Orleans don't think I'm hating on the team. Great job. Great win. We all picked the Saints here. But Deshaun Watson, he looked good.
Go on.
And it was more than just the athletic Deshaun Watson. They say also delivers beautiful balls when the pocket's collapsing, just like a Big Ben, just like Aaron Rodgers. Sometimes you're going to have to take shots to make shots. And Deshaun Watson did that yesterday. I think his patience and his composure, that was the most impressive part of his game last night.
There's not a player in the league right now that excites you and terrifies you at the same time, just like he does. He reminds me of Allen Iverson. Like, it's so dramatic and it's so good, but just he's doing so many things to his body that, guys, I don't want to start the Good Morning Football show in 2019 with Kay saying we start today with some unfortunate news from Houston where Deshaun Watson, better than the protection he gets, than the scheme, and without getting deep into the X's and O's, this is not going to work. They're not going to make it through the season like this. Whether he needs to be smarter or the Texans need to be more conservative. Guys, this is the franchise. We've seen this a million times. I love Deshaun Watson. I want to talk about him all year. And the way this is going, we're not going to.
That said, Shrakes, they went toe-to-toe with a Super Bowl favorite in New Orleans. This is a Super Bowl contender.
Oh, the Texans, when right, that is a loss, but it's almost a win in the fact that we hung tough. We're up 11 points. It's a horrible loss to wake up to on Tuesday morning, but long term, they went toe-to-toe with the Saints in the Superdome. They absolutely are a contender in the AFC. And if you look at their roster, skill position to skill position, the quarterback to defensive player, J.J. Watt, they've got the talent. They cannot close the deal in these big games, though. They have to win that game.
Deshaun Watson has a huge collection of huge games that he almost won. The first time against Alabama, the one on the road and rookie against Foxborough. Like, he always has that, and I always feel like we come away being like, it wasn't Watson's fault. He was incredible. I feel like that's a story for him right now.
He doesn't need to be any better. It's guys like J.J. Watt. I mean, we used to have that pass rush that sort of hid the problems in the secondary. It's not news to anybody that's a football fan that the secondary of the Texans is not very strong. It sort of hid that. They need to step up extra, especially without Clowney there, and that offensive line has to do what they can, but I like what I saw from Deshaun Watson and company. Did you guys like what you saw from the Broncos and Raiders?
Oh, my gosh.
One team.
The Raiders, they come out, and let's call it what it is. They make a damn statement to the league that we're good without one of the best players in the NFL.
Well
they dominated this one. And our very own MJ Acosta, she caught up with that fantastic rookie running back, Josh Jacobs.
I just want to give a big shout out. We was talking to the guys on the sideline, and they said they don't remember the last time they had we won the opener. So I mean that's just huge for us to get things turned on the right path.
To know that this is the last home opener here in Oakland, how much does that mean to you and this team?
I mean it means a lot. We came in this offseason knowing that we're moving to Vegas and wanting to represent Oakland the right way. So that's what our goal coming into the season.
Kyle, last Monday nighter on the baseball field?
That's the last one ever, Kay. I missed it already.
Josh Jacobs had his first ever performance, the first rookie since Alfred Morris in 2012 to have more than 80 yards rushing and 2 rushing touchdowns in his debut performance, guys. He had a bigger workload last night, 24 touches than he ever had in a single college game at Alabama. He is a difference maker.
Yeah, there's something different about him, and I know we shared his story, and I don't know if he's tired of hearing about it, but we'll talk about it because it is special. You know, the struggles that he's been through in his life, you know, sleeping in a van and homeless at points. He runs like it, though. He runs.
Took him as an RB2 strikes. He finishes the 7th best running back this week, ahead of Alvin Kamara, who we love, ahead of Le'Veon Bell, ahead of Saquon Barkley. This is a guy who is the bell cow against a really tough defensive front in Denver that you just talked about, and it was under the bright lights in his first performance. He's got the Chiefs up next in week 2. This is an RB2 with RB1 upside pretty much every week, and we like rookie running backs. They drafted him to use him, and they're doing that.
You know who's number
2
one?
touchdowns, 113 yards.
2 touchdowns and how many yards?
113 total yards.
113.
A nice 28-yard grab. It was beautiful.
I will see a few yards of plaid fabric, and I will give them to rookie safety Jonathan Abrams. You see how he showed up to this game? Look at this man!
Hey.
Horses in the back. He's showing up because apparently that's his way of taming the Broncos. Yeah. So if we get a weekly opponent mascot-based wardrobe from him, I'm here for it. He was the big star, and he showed up like that and was throwing his weight around.
That's how he showed up to the baseball stadium?
That's it. He showed up to the baseball game in a plaid and a cowboy hat.
Love him at the breakfast table here on
We
DMFB.
sure do.
We'll be back because you're up, kid.
I'm up? What am I doing, Kat?